Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to another. I can't
Another
talk
episode
today.
of Countdown. He is your
Yeah.
host, James Phoenix. I am Chriz, aka the Mole, saving his ass again, and there's Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Very funny. Orange, just hilarious.
Did I not just recover your entire opening for you?
Kind of. Anyway,
Well,
this is the final countdown, and today's topic is the top 5 copycat heroes, that being heroes that are based on other heroes.
I thought it was only ones copying cats. I need a whole new list.
Oh no. Well, you're screwed. But anyway, yes, heroes based on other heroes, whether whether in tribute or in rip-off, whatever it might be. And these could be from anything: comics, TV, movies, books, whatever.
Yep.
Video games.
Yes, anything.
So, there we go. All right, so per the usual, we're going to go left to right.
Okay,
So,
I'm just gonna say that when you said copycat heroes, I always thought that heroes that were copying other heroes. So I was thinking like, Plastic Man and like Mr. Fantastic. That's what I was thinking. So that's what
That
my
is-
list is.
That is what he was on about.
Okay, I was like, for a second, I thought you described it as like things that were inherited. That's the way it sounded worded, and I was like,
No,
wait,
he
we had
said
this wrong.
things that were based on other heroes, like those two
Okay.
would have been, and ones that were either direct rip-offs or answers to.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, for a second, the way it worded it sounded weird. Like it could only be ones that inherited their mantle based on it being inspired by somebody else.
No.
No.
Okay. That just sounded like it was worded weird. All right.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you.
It's okay. I was just want the audience to be confused as well. Because if it happened, it could happen to anybody else.
Yeah, it's completely understandable. We want to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you can go first.
So you already know mine now. So Plastic Man and Mr. Fantastic. Plastic Man, 1941 versus Mr. Fantastic, 1961, and also I could throw an Elongated Man as well, 1960. But
you could throw an Elongated Man as well.
I just thought I'd just stick to the two.
You could.
Yeah. So basically, I have the same powers, but one is like more of like a scientist and stuff. So and kind of more uses his powers, not specific. Like Plastic Man uses his powers in like really funny, corny ways, but again, that was like the 1940 comics versus. I'm not gonna say they're more realistic or whatever, but they're not like as deliberately goofy. So, yeah, Plastic Man and Mr. Fantastic.
Fair enough. Technically, despite his goofiness, Plastic Man will fuck you up.
He will.
I miss Plastic Baby.
That was a thing.
There was an old Plastic Man cartoon where he had a wife and kid. Oh, that's so plastic. It's funny.
Okay, then. Because he does have a kid, but I don't think he's also plastic.
Yeah, in the show, he was like rubber. He was like a plastic kid or something like that. But it was something like that, but it was funny.
I think he was called Rubber Band Man.
As a baby?
But I'm kidding. But that would count too. All right. Mole. Number 5.
Number 5, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nice.
And people out there wondering, I do like Sonic. He's on the list for being bad copies. He's on the list because I like the copies. What's he a copy of? Dun dun dun.
Pretty much.
He was Sega's answer to Mario. Similar platforming game. Mario gets Mario Party. He gets a party style game on Dreamcast. Mario went 3D. He went 3D. Mario drives cars. He then drives cars.
Gotta go fast.
Yep.
He ripped off a game on a console previously done by Mario when basically Sonic seemed to rip off Mario Galaxy on one of his games. Then the last Mario one. Basically, what the hell is it called? Mario, I forgot what the Switch one's called.
Odyssey. That's it.
Mario Odyssey on Switch seems to be a copy of a load of Sonic games. It's got loads of Sonic elements in it. But it's just funny that way. But yeah,
that's true. Sonic 6 did do that weird Sonic in the real world with human people thing first.
And no, it didn't. Sonic Adventure did it before Sonic 06.
Oh, okay.
And it did it well. But yeah, there's Mario. But yeah, I gave it to Sonic because I really like Sonic.
It's a good choice.
Over to Jim for his number 5.
Okay. Now, I put this one at number 5 purely because I wasn't 100% sure how much this counted.
Oh, God.
Is it Pete Dragon and also How to Train Your Dragon? Because they're nothing alike.
No, it is not that.
Is it Power Rangers from the movie versus Power Rangers the TV show?
No, it's not Power Rangers. Hang on, I want to lower the brightness on this so it doesn't blind the screen. There we go.
Is it Mystic Knights or some bullshit?
No.
Beat up bugs, VR troopers.
No, none of those. No, it's because I think this technically counts because let's be honest. Well, they all eventually became their own characters. Let's be honest. This is just because somebody thought, "Hey, we got 2 of these guys. Let's make them every other color imaginable."
Yep. Well, to be fair, they started that way in the first one.
Did they?
Yeah, the first Mortal Kombat had Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and if you did a cheat, you could unlock Reptile.
Okay. I've only played a couple games in the franchise. I'm not super familiar with it.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat's famous for doing palette swaps, but then making them have different movesets. It's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah. So all these copycat ninja dudes, because yeah. Although Scorpion is still the best.
I prefer Reptile before he got turned into a reptile.
That's fair. Stacy, number 4.
All right, my number 4 was Red Tornado and Vision. Basically, both red-faced androids that eventually sort of kind of find a soul. And, it's just I was reading about them, it's just so funny. And they're both even from the same year, so it's shit, that's really fucking close. And, yeah. And it's really interesting how they have, kind of similar stories. I'd argue Red Tornado kind of goes more in the teacher path eventually. Or, where Vision kind of is, kind of chills by himself. I mean, not just by himself, but he doesn't seem to have the embracingness of humanity that the Red Tornado has as much, I'd argue, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yep.
All right, Mole.
My number 4, just have to pull it up, is dun.
Link and Shadow Link? Gray Hulk and regular Hulk?
No, this is the original Hulk. This is just Hulk.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Hulk. And where is it? There it is. Hulk, who copied Solomon Grundy.
Ah.
And it makes sense because they're both based off Frankenstein's monster. Hulk came out in 1962. Grundy came out in 1944. So yeah, Hulk is the one that gets the award.
Okay.
Hulk. Because they're very similar. Obviously, they evolved over the course, which you'll get this with a lot of copycats. They evolve into becoming completely different entities by the end, but they start on very similar paths, which is the point.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, brings it over to me. And this is a weird one because it's one of those where the character got changed and started as a copycat, and then they decided to copycat. Because everybody knows I'm a big fan of Jak and Daxter. Everybody knows this. It's a great franchise. And in the first one, they decided to go a more dark and gritty route when they went from the first game to the second game. They went from, from E-platformer to a T for teen Grand Theft Auto ripoff. Everybody knows this. But what they decided is, what else we need? We don't need to just be copycatting Grand Theft Auto with the overall structure of the game. Let's copycat a hero too, because You know what our nice as a protagonist need? Let's turn him into a dark fucking Hulk.
Woo!
Doesn't even
Literally,
look
they
like
give him a shtick where now he has this larger, more powerful dark presence that pops out of him when he's angry, and his entire plotline in the game. Well, one of the side plotlines in the game is trying to control that anger and not bring out the dark jack and kill people. It's like, did somebody read a Hulk comic? Like, really?
They totally copied that from the later part of the 80s Turtles cartoon.
Sorry, what was that? My audio cut out.
Convenient. No, I said, yeah, they totally copied that from the 80s Turtles cartoon by the end of it. That was fucking terrible. When the Turtles started to go and turn into Hulk versions of Turtles whenever they got angry, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I don't even remember that. Wow.
Admit you've run out of ideas and just end.
Yeah. All right. Stacy, number 3.
Okay, my number 3 is Catwoman and Black Cat. Basically, you have they're just like I think Catwoman's more notable, so I'll start with her. You know, the whole Batman, will they, won't they? I'm a villain, you're a hero, we steal, but I'm kind of morally, gray and help you out occasionally stuff.
Yeah, Black Cat's the copycat.
Yeah, Black Cat's the copycat. I was just saying her first, everyone knows it, and then Black Cat's the version for Spider-Man. So she kind of does the whole will she, won't she. It kind of helps out, but I'm a villain, and I have this whole mysterious, sexy thing,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I did like one thing about the Black Cat Spider-Man relationship a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't have that in the Bruce one.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce unmasked the Catwoman. She's like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. I love you more. Peter goes to unmask, and she's like, oh, you're a regular dude. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, they're very different reactions.
Well, because she wanted an older guy to totally bring the town, and it's like, you're a teenager. This is weird for me.
She's the same age as him.
Yeah, with her, she's mentioned she hoped he'd be some sort of movie star or something, like an ideal, because she was in love with the adventurous side of Spider-Man. Yeah, just making him a normal dude. It's like, I don't care about normal dude. Fuck off.
She seemed like she also wanted someone older, more experienced, or someone more important.
Yeah, somebody's gonna suck her plasma.
Oh.
Okay. My number 3.
Yes.
I gave it to Ant-Man. The original Ant-Man. Fuck the movie. That's not funny. It genuinely fucked the movie. That's not good. This Ant-Man's the best one of the original Ant-Man, which is how he should be. And in case people wonder, yes, he's a copy of the Atom. But yeah, I gave it to Ant-Man because I really like Ant-Man. The original, obviously, Hank. I like Ant-Man. I think he's cool, and it was cool seeing what they did with the two characters, and they've become very different. But I like them.
Indeed, and I'm glad that around the time that Ant-Man got to have a movie and got to be more well known, that they put Adam on Legends of Tomorrow so he can get more well known too.
Mm-hmm.
I say because he's not really that much known, and they put him in a shitty Iron Man costume.
They did.
Fair.
But he's still more Atom than that fucking movie's Ant-Man.
Yes.
That's fair.
Jim's gonna have him fucking himself on the list as a copycat of Ned Flanders, isn't he?
Ha! No.
No.
Okay. So, my number 3 here. So, follow me on this. It was a crazy idea for a video game.
Mm-hmm.
What if we did Tomb Raider with a guy?
You motherfucker.
Also known as Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
No, the original Tomb Raider was with a guy.
Was it?
The original Tomb Raider, before they released the game, was a man, and he looked similar to Nathan Drake. The only difference is he had a whip and a hat, and they're like, oh shit, we've just made Indiana Jones. How can we make this different? So they made it a woman.
Ah.
That's actually a real one.
And then somebody accidentally left their hand on the inflate boobs button too long, and a legend was born.
I don't think that was accidental. I think that was marketing.
Ah, okay. The story I've always heard is that it was accidental, but it worked.
Yeah, because it worked. I'm like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
I assume they'd want that for advertising. Like, they made so much money off the fake cheat going around that you can make her naked.
Mm-hmm.
We all tried it. Let's move on.
Yeah. But yeah, Nathan Drake from Uncharted, which isn't really a great franchise. I think he's coming to his own because it's action adventure, platforming, going into ancient stuff, getting attacked by ancient shit. There's always going to be comparisons to Tomb Raider because it's very, very similar. And particularly, ironically, of course, now that they've rebooted the recent Tomb Raider and made it more like Uncharted. Like, wait a minute, you're going in the wrong direction. Although I gotta be honest, I still think the Tomb Raider games are better of the ones I've played since the reboot.
I'm also gonna make the case they didn't make it more like Uncharted.
Really?
Did you play any of the other Tomb Raiders?
Not before the reboot, no.
Exactly. The later ones were like that.
Oh,
okay. All they did with this one was turn down her boobs and make it more realistic and more humanize the story. But the gameplay is very similar to old Tomb Raiders, minus they removed raiding tombs and made that optional for some fucking reason.
And decided that her trademark weapon is now being Katniss Everdeen instead of twin pistols.
They did the bow and arrow because it was more realistic, but she had the twin guns, and then this one's before she gets the guns, because obviously, if you do a prequel where she suddenly becomes Lara Croft at the end, you got nowhere for the sequels.
That's true. And so I'm looking forward to the third one, which is coming out in a few months' time in September, which will be the last of this purported trilogy of current games, they said. So, looking forward to that.
I didn't even play the second one.
That's fair.
I like the first one, but like I said, the fact of what they did with the raiding of tombs, I'm like, fuck off. That's the main part of Tomb Raider.
And the second one was about the same, so I don't blame you.
It's like making a Mario game and platforming is optional. It's like,
True. Anyway, Stacey.
All right. Well, Jim's an asshole because he stole mine.
That's not why he's an asshole.
I mean, there's multiple reasons besides that, but yeah.
There is. We should do a whole countdown of top 5 reasons Jim's an asshole.
So I chose Lara Croft and Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake obviously being the copycat and stuff. So yeah, Jim already pretty much explained why, about how this is the male compartment, even like their sidekicks and stuff. Like it's pretty much like the same. So yeah.
Yep.
Nathan and Laura.
Yep. Mole.
My number 2 is also Nathan Drake. No, it's not. He'd never be on my list of best. Outrageous! Come on, Aquaman.
Yeah.
And for people wondering, ba-ding.
Yep.
But yeah, basically, yeah, in terms of years, I think it was like 3 years afterwards, but I like Aquaman. He's obviously, I think Aquaman's the more pop famous one of the two, which is funny. Like, he surpassed the original in every way.
He did. Well, I think that's because the concept for Aquaman was, what if we did Namor, but he wasn't a dick?
I don't know. I've read some of the Aquamans. Not true. But no, it was a case that they did that, but instead of making him, his own whole sole purpose has mainly been in love with Sue. Which is never going to happen because she's in another fucking comic.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like making Spider-Man, but his number one love interest is fucking anyone from the X-Men, and not like they did in Ultimates, where they actually constantly crossed over.
Was that when he dated Kitty Pryde?
Yeah.
I liked that relationship. It was my favorite.
I did. I liked that relationship. I preferred him with Mary Jane in the Ultimate comics, but I liked him with Kitty for the time they were together. It was fun.
That seems like a fun relationship. Although, admittedly, I give Kitty credit because she might not have worked out with Peter, but she did end up with Star-Lord. So, that's not bad.
Spider-Man's bad.
Fair. That's true, because she had to spend all the time with the shitty fake Venom. So, yeah, that wouldn't have been good. Okay, then. Back over to me.
Tis over to you.
Tis over to me. Where's my picture? Here we go. Right there. So, throwing this one out at number 2. If I can get it up there without the... Hang on, flip over to me. That would help. There we go. It's Static Shock.
And?
Who is a straight-up copycat of Black Lightning, who now has a TV series because at the time they didn't have the rights to use Black Lightning. That was literally the only reason they did that, is because, oh, what if Black Lightning had a cool TV show? Because that we have an African-American hero we could push to the kids. But then for whatever reason at the time, DC didn't have the rights worked out for that character. I don't know why. I just know they didn't have the rights at the time. So they said, well, we'll just make a new character with the exact same powers. And they did, and it was...
Static Shock was in the comics before the TV show.
Was he? I thought the TV show was his introduction. My bad.
But that's probably why they used the character, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because they had another character that was like Black Lightning that they could use, so that works out.
Like the TV show Arrow is, we can't do Batman.
Right. But yeah, Static Shock was basically, one way or another, he was pretty much a copy of Black Lightning, where he was an African-American hero who had electric powers and used them to fight evil. And I really, I'm turned off, but I really like the Static Shock cartoon. I thought it was a really good show. I have not watched the Black Lightning show yet. I would like to check that out. I hear it's very good.
I have not watched that yet.
I have not watched it either.
Only because it's not tied to the Arrowverse. I'm not picking up another fucking show.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I had to drop Arrow.
Plus, I never really liked thingy, Black Lightning.
Mm.
And I wouldn't really watch Flash unless I fucking had to.
Mm.
But I'm like, I need it for the crossovers.
Indeed. All right, number 1, Stacy.
All right, so my number 1 was Batman, Arrow, and also Iron Man.
Yeah.
Also, all being like basically the same person. I could also even, if I was going to, but based on the movie, tie in Doctor Strange. But let's not do that.
You could also tie. You could actually also tie in Moon Knight.
Yeah. So basically, all these people that are, but we're just gonna go with this more simpler version of cut out people with powers who either made their own superpowers based on their own money or, connections, and pretty much had a secret identity. I know Iron Man in the movies hasn't, but in the comics he had it for like longer time than 5 seconds. So yeah, just, super rich guys, money's their power. They train, obviously, and that's their main weapon.
And just for the benefit of Jim, I looked it up for you, Jim.
Okay.
1993 is when the Static Shock comic came out.
Oh, okay.
And the cartoon wasn't seen until 2000.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But yes, there is loads of people who are basically Batman at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell, there's a load of people in the Batman family who are basically Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be politically correct and say Bat people,
There are a number of people in that family who have literally taken over as Batman temporarily.
Yes.
Yep.
So all of these Bat people.
Yep. All right.
That's my number 1.
That's our Mole.
The X-Men.
And?
Well, they're a copy of Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Yep.
In case you're wondering, there's Doom Patrol. They even have a wheelchair mentor,
Oh,
from DC Comics and stuff, and it was a group of misfits with different powers, led by a guy in a wheelchair. Then Marvel came out with X-Men, and yeah, I'm gonna say there's a reason you haven't heard of Doom Patrol much. X-Men is far better and has surpassed the original.
Mm-hmm.
I had to give props to the X-Men because I like X-Men, and I was like, well, they managed to not only be a copycat but then surpass the original to the point that more people have heard of the copy than they have the original. That's normally a good criteria. So like, yeah, I'll go with X-Men.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I like Doom Patrol. I don't think I know any of these people except Changeling.
Yep. I've read a couple of Doom Patrol, and I just always knew that X-Men copied them. And it was just funny that, yeah, they copied Doom Patrol.
of all things.
To be fair, that makes sense because you get loads of them. Like, hopefully this isn't your number one. There's been an unusual amount of characters in Marvel that have had capes and come from different planets and act like Superman.
There have been a lot of those. That's not my number one.
However, you'll notice none of them made my list because none of them were fucking memorable.
Nope.
They're all shit. They're like, oh, it's the universe version of Superman showing up. Boom, one shot. Oh, he's dead. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's because they all do like, oh, Hyperion, and was it the other guy's name started with an S? I don't even remember them all, but yeah, there's like way too many of those.
Yep. Let's see Jim's number one.
Well, you already know what it is because we had a conversation about it the other day. Because you said you were avoiding parodies, but I said I was not. You said you were
avoiding. Yep.
And so my number one.
You'll also notice I never go, oh well, I saw that coming.
True. And I appreciate that. But yeah, my number one, you can go see this movie currently in theaters. It's Deadpool. Who is, of course, a copy of Deathstroke the Terminator from DC.
Yep.
You may also know him as Slade, the main enemy of the Teen Titans in their assorted animated incarnations.
Or Wade Wilson.
Yeah, but there was literally a straight up parody copy. Slade Wilson, Wade Wilson. They're both mercenaries for hire. I mean, it was pretty much that. The only difference being Deadpool was a straight up parody of that kind of genre character, and they happened to choose Deathstroke as the one they were going to base him on. But then, whereas Slade,
he was a parody of the whole industry at the time.
Okay.
And they just chose that one to stand out because they thought it was ripe for, that works.
Yeah. And, of course, the difference being the Deadpool's... my understanding is Deathstroke does have a healing factor. It's not nearly on the level of Deadpool's, obviously. So...
that's why Deathstroke still has, like, one eye.
Right. But I know he has some level of... at some level of superpowers. I just don't know exactly the extent.
Also, Deadpool can die over and over again because it's fucking funny.
It's true. And that's the point.
Except for they actually found a way to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Which was fucking stupid right before the movie came out.
Wow, that's dumb.
Yeah, right before the first movie came out, around then, Disney decided to write him off from the comics for a completely unrelated note.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And can I just say, I'm so happy that the merge has still not happened yet, because it looks like Comcast is putting a stop to it, because fuck you, Disney. They don't deserve to win.
Well, it kind of makes you uncomfortable when it's all the entire friggin' industry is owned by one person, and it just makes not good for business. It's not good for
business. And with how many times they've gone fuck you to the fans of those properties because they can't make a movie of it, means they don't deserve the rights to have those movies because they don't love the characters.
That's fair.
Speaking of people who create movies and not loving the characters, hi, Solo movie. No.
I heard that was really good.
To be fair, I can't think of one Star Wars film since Disney took over where I think they did love Star Wars.
Yeah. It was not great. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't, like, good.
Fair enough. Anyway, that was our final countdown for the month.
Yep. Woo! Honorable mention does go to the fact both companies have had Captain Marvel at the same time.
Yes.
But they weren't really rip-offs. Just the name was a rip-off.
Yeah.
And then they decided, okay, we'll let Marvel keep Captain Marvel. We'll just call him Shazam.
Yep.
Which bothers me more than it should that they named him Shazam.
Because the wizard's named Shazam?
Oh, it's just because they did that for the power and something. It's like, boom, now I'm Shazam. But as people are joked, if you ask him his name, he'll turn back.
That's true.
It's a really good job that character doesn't speak like Groot.
Oh dear. That would be awkward.
Well, if we ever do a top 5 character heroes that started as villains, Groot might make the list.
Did he really? That's right. I've seen that comic issue where he was trying to tear a city down. I remember that now. I forgot about that.
When they reused him in Guardians later, it's fun.
Oh, that is fun. Okay.
But he wouldn't make my list. Overwatch, I've done it better. That only make my list because it's funny.
Right. All right then.
Also, another prop would go to that Arabian version of Mickey Mouse where the guy got shot on the air.
No.
Like I said, what about Sonic and Shadow?
Shadow's not really a hero.
I mean, he kind of helped in the end of Sonic Adventures, right?
At the end of Adventure 2, he kind of died, and then he got amnesia, woke up in Heroes, became more of an anti-hero. But he's not really a hero. And they constantly keep going back and forth. Like, he keeps showing up as a villain now and again, and then showing up as a hero. It's like, oh, he's fucking Kane.
Yeah, and it's kind of on the same level of saying that, oh, you know, Venom is a copycat of Spider-Man because in some shitty incarnation he joined a hero team. It's like, no.
To be fair, Venom kind of is a copy of Spider-Man. That was his point.
I know, but he's not a hero.
No, he's not.
Except for just like shitty incarnations where he joins the Guardians of the Galaxy for no reason.
I was also thinking of Lethal Protection and Tooth and Claw.
I don't know what either of those
Protector. Are. His spin-offs when he was Eddie and he went off on his own and became like an anti-hero.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like him like that. I always prefer him as a villain.
Okay. Yeah, but that's not the movie we're getting.
No, but the movie looks good though.
Yeah, but the movie has no ties to Spider-Man, so I'm already not going. I've got no plans to go, at least, because I'm like, well, you're not tying it to Spider-Man. Fuck off.
That's fair.
This is like doing the Bible and not tying Jesus to God. Come on, he's a direct symbiote of God.
Isn't that called like the, I don't know, any other religious book ever?
But they don't include Jesus.
Exactly, that's the point. You said the Bible without Jesus, that's any other religious book ever.
I said the Bible with Jesus, but not making him tied to God.
Oh, okay.
When he needs God for his origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if the Passion of Christ had gone, ooh, sorry, we're saving God for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so now Jesus will get his powers elsewhere. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can see the vein in Jim's head with this comparison. He's slowly thinking, Oakley Dokley. Oakley Dokley.
Oh, God. You know, it just reminds me of, like, the metal band Oakley Dokley. That's actually pretty good.
I've heard of that band, but I've not heard their music.
You should. The Wine Spritzer's pretty good.
But this was top 5 copycats.
Yes.
Another honorable mention, Mystique, for copying everyone.
Not wrong.
And Shao Tsung, because he does disguise himself as hero. No. I'm joking with those.
Yeah.
All right.
Join us next month. And the theme is, I believe Jim will tell you.
I will. I just want to give one honorable mention to the Inhumans for copycatting mutants in the Marvel TV shows because they didn't have the rights.
And pretty much, but that's, to be fair, that's how they were in the comics too.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so next month's theme is?
Well, next month is June, so in honor of E3, which we will be covering, we have an easy one. We're going to catch out the top 5 video game heroes or protagonists. So that should be a good one.
Woo!
The only rules are, if it's anywhere you get to make choices, your choices aren't really considered canon.
Yes. Like, I wouldn't say, like, Kara from, like, the Detroit Being Human or whatever.
No, yeah, but, like, I mean, like, I couldn't say, oh, my DCUO character.
Oh, that's just being lazy.
Oh, I couldn't say, oh my god, Commander Shepard, because of this love interest that I had that branched into it. That doesn't really work. But you could say that because of choices and give a comparison of different choices. That would work.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we will see you all next month for that and lots of other great stuff.
Woo!
And of course,
free.
Yes, we will be covering that. See you later, everybody.
Free.